our job is that what we teach you to obey it. So that means, buddy, you and I got to be up on our stuff. Because this church is only as strong as its pulpit. Okay?
Lord help, yes.
All right. Now, so in verse 42, they continue steadily in the apostles' doctrine. Fellowship, that means that they got along with each other. They got along with each other. And sometimes when we was going on our European tours, when I became one of the tour leaders, George would say, Carl, do you have anything to say? I said, yes, I do. Now, we're thousands of miles away from home. If we had to go order a hamburger, we couldn't communicate well enough to do it. So the devil's going to throw at us everything he's got. Now, will you please listen to me? Churches split from the inside out because people think your brain works from the inside out. And that's how the devil will attack a church, a missionary group, an evangelistic group. He gets you thinking from the inside out. All kinds of wild, weird stuff that isn't even true. Because what he wants to do is that if he can break up the fellowship, if he can break up the inside, then he's got you going. He's shutting you down. He's stopping you. And this is why that whenever a little argument, and, you know, I've heard pastors say so many times, well, it just started off as a little disagreement between a couple of people in the church, and next thing I knew, one side's sitting over here and the other side's sitting over here, and they're ready to go fight each other. It started off as just one little disagreement in the church between two people, but the devil knows how to take that and work it from the inside out. There goes your fellowship. Breaking the bread. Okay, Pastor, what's that? That's two representations there. One is teaching the Bible, getting into the Word, because one of the names of the Bible is called the bread of life. Next, it also has to do with the Lord's Supper. Every day they were celebrating communion. Every day they were into the Word. Every day they were into the Lord Jesus Christ. And in prayers, that goes without saying, that needs no commentary. There was a praying bunch of people. It was John R. Rice who said, I think, my only failures are prayer failures. Mm-hmm. Now, verse 43. Now, see that word fear? It means a reverential respect, not like, oh my goodness, we're afraid of these guys here. These guys are known as apostles, so this Jesus guy was. Now, that's not what that means. That means, now watch this, it means that the apostles had a respect within the city that they were working. People respected them. They might not have liked them, but at least they had to respect them. Now watch this in verse 43. And fear, or a respect, came upon every soul. It came upon the people of the town. There they had wonders. They had signs were done by the apostles. Now, there were several factors that got Jesus to the cross. Lazarus was the big one. John chapter 11. Just to make the Sadducees happy, Jesus waits 4 days before he raises Lazarus from the dead, because the Sadducees said that the soul doesn't leave the body for 3 days. Now, I don't know where they get that from, but
It's also kind of I've heard that in other cultures and stuff, to where like the spirit will hover over the body and all this 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, so Jesus waits 4th day, comes and raises Lazarus from the dead in John chapter 11. Then you see in John chapter 12 and verse 10 that the religious crowd wanted to take up a plot to put Lazarus to death. Well, Einstein, everybody's done seen him. Okay, if he winds up dead now, they're going to know something went wrong. They've done seen him. Okay, let's go on. In verse 43, that one of the reasons that people respected the apostles so much is that wherever they went, they had wonders and they had signs. Then verse 44, and these are the verses that brought up a young seminary student named Karl Marx. He read these verses and it got the wheels turned the wrong way. And all that believe were together. Now, oh man. All were together. Now, you look back up into verse 42, they had fellowship. In verse 44, they had all things common because they were together. They knew what they were here for. Now, I'm going to say something rough here. Somebody used to ask us, we've asked several times, what was the big success factor of our European teams? What was our big success factor? We could attribute it to a lot of things. But when you came to our meetings in Lynchburg, Virginia, as you approached the door, there was a trash can at the door with a big sign on it, and it said, "Leave your ego here."
Come to serve.
You leave your ego here. All right, Carl, at 10 o'clock, you got the children's church service over at the children's hospital, and they're dying from radiation cancer from Chernobyl. You got it. It's you, 10 o'clock. Go. We never heard, no. Go. Okay? Carl, you got the afternoon service at the cancer hospital where people are dying from radiation cancer from Chernobyl. So you go in there and the place smells like rotting flesh. And everybody has that silver disc in their throat that's got a hole in it for them to breathe. And I guess it doesn't matter now because every so often I see a guy sitting there putting his cigarette in it. He closes his mouth and next thing I know a big wad of smoke coming out of the little hole in the dial in his throat. And that was weird. I mean, that just grossed me out. And one Sunday afternoon, I had preached at a church that morning. I was kind of tired, but they told me to go over to the cancer hospital and do a service over there. I walked into the place. It smelled like rotting, dying flesh. And somebody stuck her head out of the kitchen. Amerykańskie evangelista. Was jest? Was jest? They pointed to the kitchen. Would you all like to eat? Нет, спасибо. And you don't need to speak Russian to pretty much figure out what that means. No, thank you. I got to go preach. All right, so anyway. So I'm sitting there wondering, Lord, why did you bring me here? Nobody here is going to be interested in the gospel. They're dying. All right? I'll give it all I got. I'll do my best. And the guy talked for a while, and he turned around and pointed at me, and Vladimir looked at me and said, "You're up, big boy." All right? So Vladimir would always stand here at this side of the podium. I stand here at this side of the podium. I gave it my best, gave the invitation. Everybody in that room got up and came forward.